another edition of the Fanthem Sports Report. I am your host, Nick Brolis, and of course this edition of the Fanthem Sports Report is brought to you by Cafe 80s. You can feel free to visit their website at thecafe80s.net. You can find them on Facebook at thecafe80s. And you can always, for those of you that are watching this on your smartphones, download the Bands in Town app and just follow Cafe 80s. Now, I want to try to do this as fast as possible. For those of you that want to follow me on Twitter, I am at mbrolis, and my email is nickbrolis8404@yahoo.com. All the information is on your screen. Now, Cavaliers, they had a couple tough losses back-to-back. Indiana and Houston. Not, obviously one night after another, but just tough losses. First time in a while that that's happened. But I just got to say that the officiating has been terrible in the NBA. And it's not just Cavs games, but it's just overall been terrible. But Cavs without Kyrie Irving in Houston, LeBron had to do the majority of the work. None of the role players really stepped up. And there were a lot of dirty fouls. And I just think that James Harden should have been ejected after he kicked LeBron in the groin. But obviously some key free throws that were missed down the stretch of the game that prevented the Cavs from winning that. So I'm not upset about that loss really too much. I still say the Cavs are going to take the number 2 seed going into the playoffs. And I just really, I think a big problem with the last couple games is they haven't been playing the defense that they usually are. Now, as a result, for the Indians, spring training starts this Tuesday as the Indians. Now, before I give you the starting lineup, here is the spring training schedule for this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, they play the Cincinnati Reds. Friday, they play Kansas City. Saturday, they play the Dodgers. And then Sunday, to end the week, they play the Texas Rangers. Now, here is your first starting lineup for Terry Francona's Cleveland Indians. Starting at shortstop is Jose Ramirez. At catcher is Yan Gomes, batting in the 2-hole. Batting third at third base, Lonnie Chisenhall. Batting fourth at first base is Carlos Santana. And in right field, batting fifth, David Murphy. And at second base, batting sixth, Mike Aviles. And in the DH role, at 7, Tyler Holt. Left field, James Ramsey. He will be batting 8th. And finally, in center field, Tyler McQuinn. He is batting 9th. And the pitcher is Zach McAllister. Now, real quickly, my comeback players this year will be Jason Kipnis and Michael Bourne. I think they're going to have much better years than last year. And my best pitcher, Corey Kluber, although I think he will have a slight drop-off, not that much though. And my MVP is Michael Brantley. Yes, I am taking Dr. Smooth to take the MVP honors for the Indians. Not necessarily baseball, but, Indians. Now, NFL franchise tag came and went today. Here are your franchise players that got tagged. Justin Houston, the linebacker from Kansas City. Demaryius Thomas from Denver. Des Bryant from Dallas. Jason Pierre-Paul, the defensive end from the Giants. Steven Gostkowski, the kicker from New England. Charles Clay, the tight end from Miami. Not tagged. Players that did not get tagged. Ndamukong Suh from Detroit. Julius Thomas from Denver. DeMarco Murray from Dallas. Devin McCourty from New England. Randall Cobb from Green Bay, the wide receiver. Jeremy Maclin from Philadelphia. Jerry Hughes from Buffalo, defensive lineman. And the Browns did not tag Jordan Cameron. I do not expect him to be back. Why? Because he's too injury prone, more specifically concussions. Now, as most of you should know, Josh McCown signed a 3-year, $27 million deal with the Browns. For his career, he is 14-30. Last year, he was 1-10 with Tampa Bay. Now, let's all keep in mind that he's not a horrible quarterback. Tampa Bay does not have an offensive line, so he was under pressure a lot. Now, I would have still brought back Brian Hoyer over him, but it is what it is. Now, staying on the quarterback thing real fast, I still say, and I know a lot of you disagree with me on this, I still say the Browns, if Manziel is out of rehab by then, which he should be, I still say, they say, here you go, you're the starting quarterback, get some players around this guy, improve the offensive line, and I say, let's find out this year if Johnny Manziel is going to be the future quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Most of you do think do not think that he will be. I still think that the book's still out on him. And one small note before the end of this program. April 14th is the New Jersey Day, is the new jerseys will be coming out for the Cleveland Browns. It is what it is. I'm more concerned about the NFL draft than the jerseys coming out. So, that does it for this edition of the Fanthem Sports Report. I am your host, Nick Brolis. See you next time.